Welcome to Rune Conversations, where ancient wisdom becomes practical power. If you are ready to think clearly, act consciously, and strengthen your own sphere of influence, you are in the right place.
Well, let's try something different this morning. I am sitting in traffic, dead quiet. It's not moving, so let's make it a block or flock. What if your life is not chaotic? That's simply out of rhythm. What if the difference between confusion and clarity is not more effort, but alignment with some deeper pattern? Today I want to step into the rune reed, the force that turns movement into meaning. And this is the first time since I've started this vlog that I start talking about reed. But I think we are ready for that. By the time we arrive at reed in the rune sequence, we are no longer at the beginning. We have already walked through fire and form. Fa gave us presence, the rune Ur gave us depth, the rune Thorn brought us tension, the rune Os gave us breath and voice. And now, with the rune reed, something begins to take shape. Not as a raw force, but as movement with meaning. Reed is where chaos begins to curve, where motion becomes ordered, where becoming reveals its rhythm. This is not just a rune of law in the human sense. It is the law of becoming itself. The hidden cadence behind growth, the pulse behind transformation, the timing behind right action. Let me bring this into your life. Have you ever pushed hard, done all the right things, and still felt like nothing was flowing? You are sitting in a traffic jam. That is not failure, that is misalignment with rhythm. Because the rune reed teaches us this: not everything happens through force. Some things only happen when you move in step with the correct pattern. In the rune song, Odin speaks of a profound moment where man grew out of its roots. That's the words. It's strange, but it is not just poetic. It is a map of your transformation. Your roots must change. At the roots of existence sits the Norns, Urt, Verdandi, and Skuld, weaving the threads of fate. Everything you inherit, everything you carry, your patterns, your past, the teachings of your parents, your tendencies, all of it lives in the roots of who you are. But reed marks the turning point. The movement where you no longer live only from those roots, but begin to grow out of them. That's important. Not rejecting your past, not escaping your past, but transforming it. Living out of your roots. They become your sustenance. Just as a tree rises from its roots towards the sky, you rise from fate into conscious participation in life. Reed, the rune reed, is that spiral, that upward movement, that quiet, powerful shift where fate becomes destiny. Reaction becomes intention and movement becomes meaning. The rune reed is rhythm, not imposed from the outside, but discovered within the movement of life itself. It is the sense of when to act, when to wait, when to speak, and when to move. This is why reed is also the rune of right action. Not moral judgment, but alignment. When you are aligned with Reed, things begin to flow. Not because life becomes easier, not because there's no traffic jams, but because you are moving with the current and not against it. You find sustenance in life and its rhythm. Reed is the wheel. Reed is the chariot, the measure of your step. And every moment you are either in rhythm or out of it. So, how do you begin to work with Reed? We start with something simple, but profound. Step 1. Observe your current rhythm. Take a moment today and ask, where in my life am I forcing things? Where am I flowing? Just notice the difference. Step 2. The spiral breath. Stand or sit upright. Inhale slowly. And as you do, imagine energy rising from your base upwards. On the exhale, feel that energy curve outward like a spiral. Repeat this for a few cycles. You are not just breathing, you are entraining your body to feel rhythm in your breath. Step 3. Choose one action today, just one, and instead of forcing it, pause, feel, and act only when it feels timed. Do not rush. Do not delay, but do it right. Step 4. As you walk today, become aware of your steps. Left step, right step, left step, right step. Let your movement become conscious in every step. Reed lives in measured moment, in that rhythm. Let's summarize. Reed teaches you this. You are not here to escape your roots, your past, your conditions, but to grow through them. Not to fight life, but to move with its rhythm. Not to force your path, but to step into it consciously. So today, my friends, I invite you, don't try to control everything. Instead, take the time to listen, to feel the timing in your life, and take one step in rhythm of your life. Grow from your roots.
If today's Rune Conversation gave you insight, practice it, share in the comments how this conversation speaks to you. I respond personally. Subscribe if you are committed to walking this path rune by rune. Until next time, walk in clarity.